Oh, I have to repeat that again. Huh? Just now didn't record, so I have to repeat. Huh? Okay, a very good evening to all, huh? Brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. So today is the 9th April 2020, Thursday class. So we are going to start our puja soon. Huh? But before we do that, once again, I'd like to wish all Kayanamita and your loved ones good health and stay healthy. And may the blessing of the Triple Gem be with you all, always. Uh, may there be love, may there be peace, and may there be joy in your heart. So hopefully after this MCO thing is over, we can get back to our normal life, and you all can appreciate life better. But to me, I think it's a good experience. It's a blessing too. Uh, I realized I didn't spend that much. Actually, to live life is so simple. Uh, uh, During lockdown, you cannot go to restaurant, you cannot travel, you cannot spend money. Of course, bad for the economy. But for the household that need to be frugal and need to save, I think it's a good way. And you can learn from all this. Then you spend more time with your family. Then we also created the condition for us to do the Zoom conferencing. So this is the first time that I'm holding all this. Although this is our, I don't know, fifth or sixth or seventh session, I also cannot remember. But it's a good experience. It's something very beautiful. And I think a lot of Kayamita look forward to it because it creates a condition for our station, Kayamita, to even hear all this, share all this, especially singing from Copenhagen all the way the other side of the world. Then also our Chiwe in Perth. Then our Pamasuri's daughter is in Shanghai. Then also we have this Leslie who is in Paris. I hope she will also log in one of these days. Okay, let us get ready for puja. Let us develop the faith, sada, virya. Then mindfully we shall commence the puja chanting. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛。Namo 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 观世音菩萨。Namo 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 阿弥陀佛。Namo 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 弥勒佛。Namo 弥勒佛。Namo 弥勒佛。南无普贤菩萨，南无普贤菩萨，南无普贤菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨。阿拉汉萨玛萨布多巴嘎瓦。Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang Namami Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami Tatiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Tatiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Tatiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Adinadana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Kamesu Miccācara Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Musawada Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Surameraya Majapamadatana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let us pay respect to Pajan. Bedang Pajami. Damang Pujami. Sanghang Pujami. Okay, you all can be seated. Just relax yourself and maintain some form of attention. We will do the invocation to the devas too. Invocation to the devas. In this universe, in their entirety, let the deities come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release, Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakawalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhamang Muni Rajasa Sunantu Sakamokadang Dhamma Savanang Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savanang Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savanang Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa Iti Peso Bhagava Arahang Sama Sambuddho Vija Charana Sampanno Sugato Lokavido Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati Satta Deva Manusana Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sandetiko Akaliko Ehipaseko Opanayiko Pachatang Veditabdo Vinohiti Supatipano Bhagavato Saukasanggo Ujupatipano Bhagavato Saukasanggo Nyaya Patipano Bhagavato Saukasanggo Sami Chipatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Yadidam Chatari Purisa Yogani Atta Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakineyo Anjali Karaneyo Anutarang Punya Ketang Lokasati Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, thank you. So you will now continue your Heart Sutta. We are at chapter 2, part 2, page 14. Heart Sutta lesson 2. 2.1 definition. Thus have I heard. The meaning is, it implies suchness or thusness of thing, or tathata. That's why the Buddha is also called the Tathagata, meaning he is the Tathagata who is an expert in suchness or tathata. And 2.2, we will start off with some of the important quotations from the 6th Patriarch's Platform Sutra. The 6th Patriarch's name is Huining, Master Huining, Huineng Liu Chu, or Liu Chu, Huineng. This is a very important sutta. If you want to study the Mahayana teaching, you must understand this sutta. Without understanding sutta, it's very difficult for you to understand the Heart Sutta, because the Heart Sutta is equally profound. It's a Prajna Paramita Sutta. So this is a sutta on Prajna, which is wisdom, and Paramita is perfection. So perfection of wisdom sutta is very, very profound, and very beautiful, because it's full of wisdom. Okay, I will read you the instruction so that you know the background behind. One day, while delivering firewood to a store, Huining heard a customer reciting the Diamond Sutta, and has an awakening when he heard the stanza. The mind must have no dwelling. In Mandarin, if I'm not wrong, is 心无所住. He immediately inquired about the sutta and decided to seek out the 6th Patriarch Hongren at his monastery at Huamei Mountain. Huining then embarked on his journey, and after traveling for 30 days on foot, he arrived at Huamei Mountain, where the 5th Patriarch was residing. Then we straight away go into the first chapter of the Ming Canon version of the Platform Sutta. I found this version more accurate. That's why I choose this version. Then according to the Sutta, this first chapter, he said, the 5th Patriarch asked him, who are you and what do you seek? Then Huining replied, your disciple is a commoner from Xingzhou of Lingnan. I have traveled far to pay homage to you, and I seek nothing other than Buddhahood. Then the 5th Patriarch replied, so you are from Lingnan, a southerner and a barbarian. How can you expect to become a Buddha? Asked the 5th Patriarch. Then Huining replied, although people exist as northerner and southerner in the Buddha, but in the Buddha nature, there is neither north nor south. A barbarian differs from your holiness physically, but what difference is there in our Buddha nature? Master Hongren, the 5th Patriarch, immediately knew and asked him to do chaos in the rice mill, the kitchen area. Huining chopped firewood and pound rice at the monastery for the next 8 months. Then we straight away skip to the section where he became the 6th Patriarch, how he became the 6th Patriarch. So 2.2 part 3, becoming the 6th Patriarch. One day, Master Hongren announced to the monks, the Sangha, this one you must listen. This one also relevant to all mankind, all cultivators. He said that question of in-season rebirth is a momentous one. Day after day, instead of trying to free yourself from this bitter sea of life and death. Here, bitter sea means 苦海 in the Mandarin translation. So, to overcome birth and death is 了生死. But you seem to go after tinted merits only. Tinted merit means merits which are which can cause rebirth. Means these are not pure merits. Yet merits will be of no help if your essence of mind is obscure. This one is your true mind, your true nature, your essence of mind. So if your essence of mind is clouded by thought, process, emotion, and heedless thinking or delusion, then no matter how much merits you have, it will not help you. That's why this sentence is very important. He said, yet merits will be of no help if your essence of mind or your true nature or true mind is obscure. Obscure is clouded, cannot shine forth. You are not aware you have that. Clouded by what? Like I explained just now, by your delusion, your ignorance, that condition you to be heedless, the heedless thinking. That's why you think a lot. You have a lot of worry, fear, anxiety, emotion. So all these are karmic in conditioning, karmic nature, and all this negativity of mind state or sankhara activity, they cloud your true mind. They prevent you from being able to come into contact with your true mind, your true nature. That's why you lack the ability to be aware. So, yet merits will be of no help if your essence of mind is obscure. Hope you have developed the understanding. Go and seek prajna, which is wisdom, in your own mind ground, and then write me a stanza or a gatha about it. He who understands what the essence of mind is will be given the robe, the insignia of the patriarchship, and the Dhamma, the ultimate teaching of the Zen school. And I shall make him the 6th Patriarch. Go away quickly. Delay not in writing the stanza, as deliberation is quite unnecessarily and is of no use. The man who has realized the essence of mind can speak of it at once. See, this is what I mean. You no need to remember anything. From that nature, it just come out. The man who has realized that true mind, that essence of mind, that nature, can speak of it at once. Because through that nature, you can awaken. Then the wisdom connected, it is always there. You don't have to remind yourself or remember anything. As soon as he is spoken to about it, that's why all this enlightenment, they no need to remember, no need to prepare. Anytime you have the condition to talk to them or speak to them, whatever you ask, they can answer you spontaneously. Okay, I will read on. Okay. And he cannot lose sight of it. See? Even when engaged in battle or daily chores or daily life. Because this wisdom is like what I used to tell Kayamita. You have means you have. You don't have means you don't have. And because you awaken to it, it's connected to your nature, your form and mind. That's why that understanding, the wisdom is always with your nature. That's why when you have the ability off the cuff, you don't have to prepare anything. You can just speak the Dhamma. It will come out from there. Like that day, Chi Wei came to know. He said, when I do not read from anything, the one The Dhamma that came out is the most beautiful. It just flow. When I read from the Green Book, the Buddha and his teaching, like not connected because there is the author's version. Okay. Then next page. How the disciples said to each other that they didn't need to write any gatha, and that surely their teacher or the head monk, Venerable Sun Siu, would become the 6th Patriarch, where he is the most senior and they respect him a lot. So only Sun Siu wrote a gatha for Master Hong Ren. But as the head monk, Sun Siu was well respected and under great pressure to produce a gatha that would qualify him as the next patriarch. However, he was uncertain as to his own understanding, and eventually he decided to write a poem anonymously on the wall in the middle of the night, only to announce his authorship after Master Hong Ren approved of it. The poem is 心是菩提树. Sorry, 身是菩提树. This is the Mandarin version. So the English translation is the body is like a Bodhi tree. 心如明镜台, the mind is like a mirror bright on a stand. So actually this one, Sun Xiu, is referring to the mundane mind. There he hasn't realized the true mind. That's why he said, 心如明镜台. Then 时时请佛事 means polish it until it shines. 无事尘埃, so that no dust can alight. So this is the poem. Then when the disciples saw this gatha on the wall, there was a great stir. But when Master Hong Ren saw it, he told them, practice according to this gatha, you will not fall into the evil line, and you will receive great benefits. Light incense and pay respect to this gatha. Recite it, and you will see your essential nature. So the hint is very clear. He said, recite it. And later on, as you recite and cultivate, you will finally see your true nature or essential nature or essence of mind. So what is happening here is, he said, if you practice according to what Sun Xiu has mentioned in the poem, you will not fall into the evil line. Means you can become a sotapan, a saint. The sainthood way is possible. But Bodhisattva way, no, because he has yet to realize the true mind. Later I will explain. All the disciples praise and memorize the gatha. However, privately, Master Hong Ren told Sun Xiu, you have arrived at the gate of enlightenment, but you haven't entered it. So for those who cultivate, they will know. He has arrived at the gate of enlightenment, but he hasn't entered it. I will explain later. You have arrived at the gate of enlightenment, but you haven't entered it. With this level of understanding, you still have no idea what the supreme Bodhi mind is. Buddhism. Upon hearing my words, he said, you should immediately recognize the original true mind, the essential nature, which is unborn and unceasing. Given him so much clue, hint, and yet Sun Xiu was not able to do it, where he was caught in the mundane mind. He doesn't know that there is a true mind. When your mundane mind ceases, the true mind arrives. He hasn't realized that. That's why he used the thought that to try his very best to think, reflect, contemplate. He can't, because he don't have the parami. Then the 5th Patriarch also hinted further to him. At all times, see it clearly in every thought, means every moment, every arising of thought, with the mind free from all hindrances. Means your mind must have the spiritual faculty so that there is no mental hindrance. In the one reality, everything is real, and all phenomena are just as they are, suchness. From there it arises. So the 5th Patriarch has given Sensiu a lot of hint, but because he was caught in thought, the thought process, he has not gone beyond thought. He doesn't know what that nature is. That's why he can't. Master Hongren asked Sensiu to compose another gatha that demonstrates true understanding. Sensiu tried very hard, but couldn't come up with another verse. Then when a young novice passes the rice mill reciting Sensiu's gatha, Huineng immediately knew that this verse lacked true insight. He went to the wall and asked a district officer there to write a poem of his own for him. The officer was surprised. He said, "How extraordinary! You are illiterate and you want to compose a gatha or a poem." Whereupon Huineng said, this one also applied to cultivator. You listen. He said, "If you seek supreme enlightenment or supreme bodhi, do not slight anyone. The lowest class may have great insight, and the highest class may commit foolish acts." In veneration, the officer wrote Huineng's gatha on the wall for him, next to Sensiu's, which state. Before I come to that, I have to explain a bit more. That's why here, Huineng advised him, if you seek supreme enlightenment or supreme bodhi, you must not slight anybody. Because to the Mahayana, they have this understanding. You cannot offend. The actual word is offend anybody. Because to them, they always have this understanding. Everyone is a potential Buddha. So if you offend somebody, you're offending a future potential Buddha. How serious is that? You go and think about it or reflect on it. 得罪众生 is equal to 得罪未来佛. It's very, very serious. You cannot offend them. Then Sensiu's poem is next to Huineng. So Huineng's poem actually is so beautiful. It completely counter Sensiu's poem. I will read Huineng's poem first. Then I will explain. 菩提本无树 means Bodhi, which is wisdom, is fundamentally not a tree or without a tree. 明镜亦非台 the mind is neither a stand nor the mirror bride. So here, Huineng corrected the mundane mind. He said the true mind is neither the mirror bride nor the stand, but that is the mundane mind. That one which reflects is the mundane mind, the mirror light. 本来无一物, he said. Originally, there was nothing within that nature. That's why I remember I told you, without thought, who are you? You are just that pure awareness nature. And that nature, no word, nothing. That's why I say, without thought, find out who are you. You will come to realize you cannot describe it. No word, nothing. That's why you are nothing. You are nobody. So originally, there is nothing. 本来无一物，何处惹尘埃? Then where can the dust alight? So this one completely wipe off Sensiu's poem. So when you start to understand all this, it becomes very beautiful. And I will explain to you the Sensiu's poem. Actually, his poem is not that. His poem is actually what the Theravada is doing. So he say, our body is like a bodhi tree, which is very true. What is a bodhi tree? Bodhi is enlightenment in it. Because the bodhi tree that the Buddha sat underneath give rise to enlightenment to the Buddha. So This word bodhi is actually enlightenment. So since you gave an analogy of the bodhi tree and the physical body, which is very good, because the Buddha also explained this to the Theravada monk at that time. He said, within this phantom land body, along with perception and thought, I proclaim the world, the cause of the arising of the world, the cessation of the world, and the path that lead to the cessation. Means, within this physical body, he proclaimed the Four Noble Truths. How is it possible? But if you have read and understood the teaching of Sakyamuni, you will know it matched perfectly. You remember the Buddha said, Ekayano Bhikkhave Bhikkhu, O Bhikkhu, this is the only way out of suffering. And the only way is the four foundation of mindfulness. Because this is the only way to overcome sorrow and lamentation, to realize the truth, to awaken, namely the four foundation of mindfulness. So within our phantom land body, what do we have? All the four foundations are within our form and mind. The first foundation is Kaya Nupassana. We have this physical body, Kaya. And within this physical body, there is this feeling, Vedana Nupassana. Then there is this consciousness inside, mind, Chitta Nupassana. Then within the form and mind, all Dhamma arise. That's why Dhamma Nupassana. So since you knew the four foundation of mindfulness, you have to go into this physical body. And so he cultivated according to the Theravada teaching, the tradition. And he did it very diligently. But he doesn't know the true mind. So what he saw was the mundane mind. That's why he said, this mundane mind is like a mirror bright on the stand. Because he can see this mind keep on reflecting things. Yeah. So he used mindfulness. He tried to be ever mindful, constantly aware or mindful. Then the third verse says, polish until it shines, so that no dust alight. So he got the mind. Every time defilement come in, he will polish it, means clear it. Then he maintained this mind so that there is no wrong thought, no dust, no unwholesome duality or negativity of mind state. Then he said, you can maintain this practice until there is no light, no dust. Then he believed that is enlightenment, but he is completely wrong. The real cultivation is not like that. As long as you maintain that mundane mind, you can never realize Nibbana, enlightenment, the cessation. That's why the 5th Patriarch said, you are at the gate of enlightenment. He actually radiated. What he should do is develop the daily mindfulness until it is very stable, very clear. Then awaken to the Dhamma, realize the Dhamma. Then don't hold on to anything. Don't try to know, don't do anything. Just let the mind relax, aware, settle down, and cease. As long as you still want to be enlightened, want to awaken, you can never do. As long as you believe that mind is real, that mind is you, and you think that one can awaken, you are trapped in the thought process, the mundane mind. The mundane mind must cease. With that one is dependent originating, condition arising, causal phenomenon, exhibiting the three characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta. That's why you cannot cling, you cannot hold, you cannot grasp. Otherwise, you'll be trapped. That's why thought-based meditation can never lead you out to realize the Dhamma which is beyond thought, beyond mind. So this is why all real cultivators, true cultivator of the way, who understand, they will always start with the silent mind, your true mind. If you don't go to that nature, you can never awaken. You can never develop the understanding. That's why to cultivate, you must use the true mind, the silent mind, the meditative mind. But to live life, you need the mundane mind. Always be clear about it. Then Sun Xiu didn't understand what the true mind is. That's why the 5th Patriarch, you are at the gate of enlightenment. What he need to do is develop the awakening understanding and just let things be and cease. The moment the mind ceases, he will have a glimpse of Nibbana and he will know what that thing is. But he failed to develop that understanding. That's why he was trapped. But Huining is different because he was born without the mundane mind. That's why when he heard the Diamond Sutra chanting, the mind must have no dwelling. Then he realized his mind was like that. The mind has no dwelling. His mind was all the time like that because he was born without the mundane mind. That's why he can understand. He's like something trigger him off to make him realize that this is what his nature was. And this sutta is so beautiful, the Diamond Sutta. Very later on he came to know it's a diamond. He said, may I know, where do you learn it from? And when he was told about the 5th Patriarch, he said, how can I go and meet him? And the person who chanted this one also knew. He said, you are illiterate and you have never heard the Dhamma before. How can you understand all this? Then he straight away knew. He said, you must have great affinity with the Buddha and the Dhamma. That's why he sponsored his trip and he promised him to take care of his mother, Huining's mother. And Huining straight away went on to meet the 5th Patriarch. That's how the story comes about. So this is so beautiful because Huining already knew what that true mind is, that true nature is. But he needs somebody to explain to him in just few words. He will understand everything already. Yeah. He already had that nature. That's why it's very easy for him to understand and awaken. So the moment he heard Sun Xiu's poem, he knew this poem lacked depth. He still hasn't realized the true mind. He's still at the thinking mind, the mundane mind. That's why his opening verse is to tell Sun Xiu, wisdom, Bodhi, has got nothing to do with a tree. It's not a tree. That's why the first verse is already so beautiful. Beautiful. 菩提本无树. Then second line also he clear his delusion. 明镜亦非台. That one is the mundane mind. That is not the true mind. The true mind doesn't have a mirror, doesn't have a stand, doesn't reflect anything. The true mind is just suchness, the unconditioned, just aware, finished. Nothing. That's why he said originally there is nothing within the true mind, the true nature. Where can the Das arise? So Das is duality created by Sun Xiu, where he used the thought. So the thought gives rise to wholesome and unwholesome. Unwholesome mind state is like defilement, which Sun Xiu say Das. Wholesome is beautiful state without the evil roots. So he every time polish until it shine means that mind must have no defilement. But duality is within, pertain to the mundane world, within the conditional world. So you have to understand duality is created by what? By the mundane mind. So the mundane mind that created duality, this duality cannot cease unless you develop the wisdom to transcend it. So duality means what? When you create one aspect, you name it wholesome, immediately the opposite will arise. This is what yin yang is all about. Tao Te Ching is the same. It's about duality. When you create good, whatever that is not good, the opposite will manifest. That's why wholesome, unwholesome. After your mundane mind create, then you try to think of a method and a technique or a way to transcend this. You can't, because you created it and you attach to one and dislike the one, because they come together, like the Buddha said. The famous verse, Imasmin sati idang hoti, Imasmin asati idang arhoti. So the Buddha said, when this arises, that arises. This is duality. When you create a positive, whatever that is not positive, negative will arise. Good and bad, wholesome, unwholesome, right and wrong, safe. Then imas means asati. When this ceases, when you don't create any duality, the other duality also ceases. That is wisdom. That is the middle path, transcending duality. If you don't create, it ceases to be. That's why Huining actually wanted to teach Sun Xiu. He said, if you have understood what the true mind is, originally there is nothing. No duality, nothing. Then where does the light come from? The dust come from? Where can the dust alight? Here there is no media for it. You didn't create it in the first place. Then that true mind don't have a media for it to hold on to that duality, the dust. That's why originally he said there was nothing. It's not a problem, but you created the problem through labeling it, creating duality. Then you try to work towards it, to overcome it. You can't. Whatever that is created by the thought is within the field of thought. You cannot transcend it. Okay? So wisdom is to be awakened to, not a knowledge. You have to awaken insight into it or realize it or awaken to it. It's not a knowledge. You cannot go and think about it and try to clear it or remove it. Like delusion, you try to root out delusion. The word is okay. You have to root it out, understand? But root it out through what? Through wisdom. The moment you have wisdom, it ceases to delude you, understand? So do you have to root it out? You don't have to root it out. The moment you see it, you know this is delusion, evil root, you don't have to do anything. You have the wisdom. You understand these are duality created by the thought, by the mundane mind. So you don't have to do anything. You just let it be. Thing is just the way it is. Within the conditioned world, duality exists. So the three level of seeing will allow you to have this understanding. Initially, like mundane people, seeing mountain is mountain, 看山是山. This is mundane seeing. Then the direct seeing, 看山不是山. So the direct seeing is like huining. There is nothing, no word, no concept, nothing. You just see things as they are, cannot describe. But to live life, finally, suchness seeing, 看山又是山. Because you accord and flow. When people say it's mountain because they are not enlightened, yes, it's mountain. When the enlightened one comes, say there is no mountain. Yes, there is no mountain. So you can go back to normality again. So that's what the poems is all about. So the 6th Patriarch's poem and the Sun Xiu's poem, both are very good. Yeah. But Sun Xiu is the initial cultivation towards the Theravada tradition. But to really reach the true mind, the essence of mind, you need to realize the enlightenment, nibbana, the unconditioned. That's why you need to detect the gateway to your nature. then only it can go in and cease. Otherwise, sainthood way, through wisdom, you can have a glimpse of it. But later on, when you go through the third and fourth stage of sainthood, which is anagami and arahantship, your cessation of nibbana can be longer. So this is what the Heart Sutra is all about. And I read on. Then Huineng then went back to pound his rice. However, this gata created a big stir. Everyone was saying, amazing, you can't judge a person by his look. Maybe he would become a living bodhisattva soon. However, when Master Hongren came out, he just casually said, this hasn't seen the essential nature either, and proceeded to wipe the gata off with his shoe. The fifth patriarch went secretly to the room where Huineng was pounding the rice. Seeing that Huineng was working with a stone pestle on his back, he said to him, a seeker of the path or the way risks his life for the Dhamma. Should he not do so? That's why fifth patriarch knew. The fifth patriarch then asked, is the rice ready? Huineng replied immediately, he said, ready long ago, only waiting for the sieve. Yes, just to sieve it, to separate the husk from the rice. Then the fifth patriarch knocked the mortar three times with his stick and left. Knowing what the fifth patriarch meant, in the middle of the third watch, Huineng went to the fifth patriarch's room. That night, Master Hongren, the fifth patriarch, received Huineng in his abode and expounded the Diamond Sutra to him. When he came to the passage, listen, this passage is very important. To use the mind, here the mind means mundane mind, yet be free from any attachment. Huineng came to great enlightenment. Then he exclaimed so beautifully, he said, that all Dhamma are inseparable from the self-nature. So this part is very beautiful. So what Huineng don't understand is how to apply all this understanding and how to use the mundane mind to live life. That's why he told him to use the mind, yet be free from any attachment through the wisdom that he has developed. Then the other thing that I add is the form and mind is subject to karma. That part he will come to know it because the enlightened one will come to understand that one, the law of karma is very clear to them, where they can see the sign keep on arising until you will never violate it. It's just like I used to tell Kayamata in the Hokkien dialects. I say, it will show you until bo kalu bo sin. Because the nature's law is like that, law of karma is like that. It keep on coming. Show it to me. Whenever I do certain thing during the early day, immediately the karmic effect come back. But that time is for me to see, for my nature to see. And I saw it. That's why I knew. Since young, the sign all came. And I knew you cannot violate this law of karma. If you violate, you get into trouble. Then after that, he continued. He exclaimed, how amazing that the self-nature is originally pure. How amazing that the self-nature is unborn and undying. How amazing that the self-nature is inherently complete. How amazing that the self-nature neither move nor stay. How amazing that all Dhamma come from this self-nature. So he came to understand all this so beautifully, just because of the Diamond Sutra and that part which the missing link, how to apply and use the mundane mind to live life. Apply the understanding of the Dhamma and use the mundane mind to live life and to develop the understanding of both the conditioned world and the unconditioned. That's how he became the 6th Patriarch. any whole that transmitted understanding of the mind-to-mind seal from patriarch to patriarch. Master Hongren told Huining, this part also very beautiful. This part is where the Singfa is, the mind Dhamma. And Huining, because he has realized that true mind, the true nature, then now he knows how to use mundane mind. He straight away understood what the fifth patriarch is trying to explain to him and pass on to him. The fifth patriarch told Huining, if one recognizes the original mind and the original nature, he is called a great man, teacher of God and human, and a Buddha. Then he passed the rope and begging bowl as a symbol of the Dhamma seal of sudden enlightenment to Huining and said, you are now the sixth patriarch. That's how beautiful it was. Although this story is as clearly stated as it can be, it should also be noted that Huining was not permitted to make himself known as the sixth patriarch until later on. This was due to the fear that his fellow monk might be angered and harm him, that he had been made the sixth patriarch instead of Sen Siu, or one of the other monks who had seniority over him. So out of compassion to protect Huining, the fifth patriarch cannot announce all this. That's why he said in a very subtle way, he said, this one also nothing special, the player. That's why he quickly rubbed it off, and he went and see Huining. Then after Huining left, it seems he called in Sen Siu and told Sen Siu, he said, I have passed the six patriarchs rope and insignia bowl to Huining because he fulfilled the condition. And he told Sen Siu, I hope you don't blame me for doing it. So Sen Siu got no choice but reply in a very nice way to the fifth patriarch. Yeah, I'm not worthy of it. Well, I can't have the wisdom like him. Well, when he heard Huining's poem, he knew he was defeated there and then fled. That's why Sen Siu didn't want to complain or do anything or say anything. Then when Sen Siu came up, he told all his disciples, he said, the true patriarch is winning. Wow, they are very angry. They don't want to accept that reality. He said, how can it be? He is an illiterate. He just came 8 months, not even a year. And how can the fifth patriarch make that decision? So everyone was very puzzled and unhappy over what happened. Then there is one group that supported Sen Siu. They wanted to go and chase after Huining to get back the rope, the bowl, and the insignia. Then there is a story, I think. I think recently I was told by my daughter also. They have the youth, they have this video, the six patriarch video. That one is another version. Also not bad. You can go and view it. It's quite interesting. So hopefully with this, you can develop deeper understanding of the six patriarch platform Sutra, and from there you can understand why you must meditate with the true mind, not the mundane mind. Then through all this explanation, I believe by now most of you should have the understanding why I teach meditation differently. Relax, aware. That's it. Then let the mind settle down, the mundane mind settle down and cease. And let it return to its original state before the stirring, which is your true mind. Then stabilize it to realize your true mind. That is how you develop your meditation. Because in the Mandarin, version, I think they describe it very well. Last night my wife wrote the thing. Wait, she go and get it. It's something like that. When you meditate, when you cultivate, you must. I think the Mandarin word is something like that. I try to say it out first. If it's wrong, then because I'm English educated, I don't know Mandarin. I heard something like that. 一定要保留。Oh, sorry. 一定要。Its meaning is like that. When you meditate, you must develop the silent mind until it is very stable. Stable until there is clarity and awareness within. Very stable. Yeah. My wife already brought the thing here. 一定要保留。No, 头一个啊。Okay, maybe I read to you the whole thing. Initially is 你们一定要坐禅吗 ？Because sorry, 我们一定要坐禅吗 ？Because the Sensu's disciple they were having the sitting session inside there. Then all of a sudden there was a heavy rain, thunderstorm. Then this disciple, being quite senior, he wanted to go out and I think play in the rain or do something. That's why he called out to Sensu. Then Sensu asked him anything. Then he asked Sensu, 我们一定要坐禅吗？Then he said, 师父不是说修行修禅之人不一定要坐禅吗？Which is a very good question. Then I asked my wife to read to you better. My Mandarin no good. The third line. Third line. Nó gã lên mic. Suy gã lên mic. Biết Look up this line.
随时随地都可以悟道吗？
随时随地都可以悟道吗？
那是对慧根强的人。
So Sensu explain. 那是对慧根强的人。
现在明白了。
Means people with strong karmic nature, spiritual nature, with very strong past cultivation and roots. Then, because of what is being spoken, 慧能 say, 我现在明白了。Then the next line is what?
其实打杂也是一种修行方法。
Very good. 太好了。
任何的事情，不管是做禅、念经还是打杂，只要一心一意做好，不思其他，心神必能安定下来。心清净了，福慧自然增长。
Very good. Continue. No, I看。
做任何事情一定要保持自信的清醒。
一定要保持自信的清醒。This is what I try to share you. Whatever you are doing, that is meditation. Understand? So up there early on, he said, 不管是坐禅、念经，还是打杂，打杂 means doing your kiosk. 只要一心一意做好，
不思其他，
不思其他means don't be heedless. Be mindful, heedful. Then 心神必能安定Then your mind will settle down. This is very good. So whatever you are doing, is it whether you are sitting meditation or chanting, 念佛、念经or doing your kiosk. As long as you are single-minded, aware, mindful, do it properly. Don't be heedless. This one is
不思其他。
不思其他。Don't think of other thing. Don't have wandering thought. Don't think of other thing. Then 心神 means your mind state 必能安定
安定下来，
下来 means it will become peaceful, calm, and
心
aware.
清净
That's 心清净了。So when your
Calm
mind, when your mind is calm and
silent.
with clarity or silent, then the other two 福慧自然增长。福慧 means wisdom and virtue will definitely grow, continuously arise, naturally grow and naturally continuously arise. Then
做任何事情，
做任何事情you must follow this because that is meditation, daily mindfulness and all those things. 一定要保持自信的清醒。Means you have to make sure you maintain that true mind awareness until it is very stable, very clear, and aware within. That is what meditation is all about. So it's not only come, sit, and do without understanding. You should understand that all meditation leads to the realizing of the true mind. Otherwise, you cannot meditate. That's why your spiritual faculty has to be there, so that your mental hindrance is not there, so that you will settle down. You need mindfulness, you need heedfulness. That's why whatever you do, sitting meditation or chanting or doing your daily household chores or career, whatever, or living life, you have to maintain the mindfulness within, the heedfulness within, the clarity of mind, so that this mind will be always ever mindful, peaceful, so that it settles down. Then when it settles down and it has clarity and awareness, then wisdom keep on arising. With the wisdom, whatever you do will become beautiful. Because without wisdom, there is no virtue. That's why 福慧 without 慧 no 福报。福报 come from 智慧 wisdom. So 福慧自然成长. That one is very important. Then whatever you do, 一定要保留自信的清净。清醒 sorry, 清醒 not only 心静，清净 and 清醒 means with awareness inside, with illumination. Then the next last line is
一旦自信被迷住了，什么福德都不可以求取。
This is very good. 一旦自信被迷住了，不过这个是
被迷
住了，什么福德都不可以求取。That's why when your true nature, your true mind has been clouded, there is no virtue, no real merits, nothing. So whatever you do is with delusion before the enlightenment. So don't try to be good. Trying to be good is good according to what your thought tell you. Avoid all evil. If you are incapable of evil, you are naturally good. That's why develop wisdom, cultivate wisdom, silence your mind to awaken. Then all the full power will come to you. All the virtue will come to you. Unless you do that, there is no true virtue. And this one, what my wife wrote, is from that video. Because I got it from my daughter, he sent to me. Then I just on it. Then I say, it's so beautiful. I asked my wife to go and write it down last night. Then after that, I suddenly recall. Then I asked her to bring it down. That's why it's useful. Maybe show them this one.
Not very clear.
Can. Đấy. No, okay. Like that. No, like that. We will WhatsApp later. So this is in. look at part 出来嘛 my wife will go and type it out type it out, then maybe we will send out through WhatsApp and we will put a copy in the website website then later on Chin Hao can put inside the recorded video too so this is so beautiful how did I come to that part just now we just finished the story, but then how did I end up asking my wife to bring that thing down? Oh, the video, yeah. I was trying to share you all that there are a few versions of the 6th Patriarch Platform Suttas video, which is very beautiful. So you can go and get hold of any of this because I think the wording are more or less there. But sometimes the story vary a little bit only, but not much. But there is a lot of wisdom there, a lot of Dhamma there. So with that, maybe you all can develop the faith, the understanding, then know how to meditate. Because the explanation is very clear. And the explanation is in the Mahayana Sutta, the 6th Patriarch Platform Sutta. It's not from me. But it so happened the teaching match what I taught you all. But I don't know why the Theravada didn't pick that part up. Because they are very focused on the chitta, the mundane mind aspect. Then I realized in the Theravada teaching, not much is being taught about the true mind, the true nature, the essence of mind and all those things. So maybe that's the reason why most Theravada tradition type of practitioner who don't have the affinity to understand the Theravada the Mahayana teaching, they cannot understand the Mahayana teaching. And a lot of people, I think, they just ignore the Mahayana teaching. Because to them, it's like not authentic. And the teaching is being taught like so different. But like I mentioned in the introduction in this Heart Sutta book, it's actually the same teaching. If you have understood the true Theravada teaching, especially Anicca Dukkha Anatta, the word Anatta, you would have understood the Mahayana teaching. It's the same, no different. That's why when I did the sharing, I was able to link up all the essence, essential Dhamma of the Buddha, the essence. Then I link it to the Mahayana Sutta. I explain using Theravada Sutta understanding to bring forth the teaching and the deep meaning of the Mahayana Sutta. There is no different, nothing esoteric, nothing like very, they call that word, like esoteric. There's another word I forgot. Like people thought it's very difficult to understand. It's not like that. It can be understood easily. Then now with all the condition behind, after my sharing for the last 15 years or so, it has become very easy to understand. It has become very different. I use a lot of my own words and I try to borrow some of Krishnamurti's words. The reason why I like Krishnamurti's teaching is because it can link the Dhamma to daily life. He used daily language, means the worldly language. His one is, I realize, the complete opposite of what the scriptural type or the sutta type and all those things. He doesn't use that. He doesn't want to quote any sutta at all. He just use simple day-to-day language that we use. And we can understand. But for those who don't understand, it appears like what he says is completely different from the Dhamma, the teaching. That's why after I explain, people start to understand. Oh, actually is the same teaching, so beautiful. Well, he also a great being. He also realized that nature until very, very clear. That's why he can see his thought process and all those things. And he can tell you what is thought. Thought is respond to memory and how thought divide. He said thought divide, that is our duality in the teaching. So all this, then thought is limited and all those things. Because he saw it. Then after I read some of his book and hear some of his sharing in the recording, I realized this guy is good. That's why I like his daily quote. Then I can explain his daily quote using the Dhamma. It's perfect match. Words are different, appear like very different, but when you understand, it's perfect match. The Heart Sutta Appendix 3, you're going to read. A lot of Krishnamurti quote I use, but I explain it using the essential Dhamma of the Theravada tradition. That's how it can be linked, and the whole teaching becomes so beautiful. Okay, what's the time now? Oh, 9:42. I can still continue. Huh? Chapter 3, okay. Chapter 3. Oh, 这个下面. Oh, okay. Chapter 3, yeah. Heart Sutta, dated 26 February 2012. Huh? That is about 8 years ago. There is a question which is very good. Why must we go through the introduction by Master Xuan Hua? So question 1. Why must we go through the introduction by Master Xuan Hua instead of going into the Heart Sutta teaching direct? So I answered her, it's a sister. I say a very good question. It will be like building a high-rise building without having a stable foundation. As I have explained, the Heart Sutta is a very profound teaching, and it must be understood that without a proper foundation being taught to you, it is almost nearly impossible to understand this teaching unless some of you have some very strong past cultivation to help support you in the understanding of this sutta. Hence, this is the reason why I started off by introducing to you the final summary of the First Noble Truth of Dukkha, followed by an in-depth explanation of the meaning of the two aspects of the five aggregate of form and mind in the first Heart Sutta class. This is to help establish a basis for you to understand the great similarity between Sakyamuni Buddha's teaching and that of the Heart Sutta as expounded by Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. Both teachers emphasize the importance of understanding the five aggregates of form and mind and why they are all empty. That's why in the Heart Sutta it says, 五蕴皆空. The five aggregates are empty. So this Heart Sutta started off by saying, when Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, when he was cultivating the Prajna Paramita Sutta, he illuminated the five skandha and realized that they were all empty. So empty nature of form and mind. The Buddha also said in the final summary of the First Noble Truth, he said it is due to your self-delusion, the condition, your ignorance to grasp and cling onto the five aggregate of form and mind as real, as you, as the me and the I. It is this upadana khandha that I call dukkha. So when you grasp and cling onto the five aggregate of form and mind, thinking that they are real, they belong to you, that is sakayaditi, self-delusion. You cannot see the empty nature of this five aggregate of form and mind. They are universal characteristics of impermanent, suffering state and non-self or empty nature. Anicca dukkha anatta, as explained by me in the last Tuesday sharing. For those who didn't get to hear it, you better go and listen to it again. I explained the three universal characteristics very clearly. So anatta and sunyata is actually the same thing. Sunyata is a Pali word from the Theravada tradition too, but it's seldom explained. They translate it as emptiness. But if you understand anatta, you understand sunyata. Yet anatta is the main one. Anatta is not only non-self. I realize a lot of Theravada practitioners or even monks, they explain anatta as non-self. Non-self is but only a small part of anatta. That non-self is because it is impermanent. The reason why it's impermanent is because all phenomena, whether physical, mental, or nature's phenomena, they exhibit these characteristics of impermanence. Because when you meditate, when you silence your mind, you can see them arising and passing away, depending on condition. That's why the Buddha teach the paticca samuppada, the law of dependent origination. So when you see them, then you realize everything is condition arising, causal phenomena, dependent originating. So without condition, nothing arises. When condition arise, things arise. Then when condition cease to be, things cease to be. And because of that, the Buddha said, five aggregates, they are all impermanent, not a permanent, unchanging entity. Where they are in a state of flux, ever changing, constantly moving. So because of that, anatta means not self, also means non-self. So not self means not a permanent unchanging entity. Not self means there are things. There is such thing as a human being by aggregate. It's not nothing. That's why it's called non-self. But this form of mind is not you, not a permanent unchanging entity. That's why it's non-self. But it belongs to you because it's karmically conditional, related to your karmic nature. And this one is subject to karma. That's why it is not you, but related to you through karma. And this one is subject to karma. That's why you have a duty towards it. Now that is the beautiful understanding. Not everything is empty. But within the unconditioned, yes, everything is empty, unreal, nothing. But within the conditioned world, there is such thing as life, such thing as a human being, such thing as the law of karma, the Four Noble Truths, old age, sickness, and death. But in true emptiness, all this is to be. That's why these two teachings are very profound and related, but it's very difficult for living being and cultivator to understand because it talks about the unconditioned and the conditioned. So when they shift, they confuse, especially the Theravada tradition. They become very confused because they always use the thought and they study it through the mundane mind. So what is happening is when you look at things from the condition arising aspect, then to you everything is real. The phenomenal world of consciousness, the phenomenal world of form, the existence, because of our senses, we are able to perceive them through our senses, through our seeing consciousness, hearing consciousness, smell, taste, tactile, and thought consciousness. Then everything is so solid, like so real. And we can speak, we can talk, we can be animated into joy, sorrow, various mind state. And everything is so real. That's why it's not easy for living being to understand. Mm. So if you have not meditated, if you have not gone in, realize the true nature, the true mind, and know the other aspect of your nature, then you can never understand the complexity of existence because the conditioned world needs the form and mind. And the form and mind, the duality, the Dhamma, everything is pertaining to the conditioned world. Whereas in the unconditioned, there is nothing. No word, nothing, no description. But that nature, which is the unconditioned, the awareness nature, that one can awaken. can insight into phenomena, can develop the wisdom. And with the wisdom connected, it can use the form and mind to live life, to understand life, to awaken, and to develop all the beautiful understanding of life. So this is what the secret of life is all about. When you understand this, you understand all things. Okay? So that is the part I explained. Then the second paragraph. The introduction by Master Hsuan Hua also explained how wonderful and full of wisdom this sutta is, and also why it is so important to read through this sutta diligently many times, because each repetition will reveal to the reader a new depth or a new level of understanding, thus bringing about measurable benefits. In a book 10 times its length, one could not fully praise its value as a key to the understanding of human life. Hence the famous saying, true emptiness is wonderful existence. That is, understanding true emptiness can lead to deep understanding of human life. Hence, life or existence will become very meaningful and very wonderful once this Heart Sutra wisdom has been developed. Then Master Hsuan Hua also stressed on the importance of having real spiritual understanding rather than deep knowledge or learning based understanding only as a true prerequisite for expounding this Heart Sutta. The main concern of the Heart Sutta and all the other sutta that the Buddha has spoken is simply to understand deeply the birth, life, and death of living beings. And so this is the reason why we need to understand this teaching, so that we understand life, we understand what is birth and death. 了生死, then we can transcend birth and death. So what Master Hsuan Hua says is very true. You need true wisdom as a prerequisite to expound the Heart Sutra. Knowledge based, you can't, because you use the knowledge, the thought process, or deep learning. What you explain will never be the Heart Sutra, because the truth is completely the opposite. There is one I Ching. I heard another talk today, but I only heard this part, which is very beautiful. He said that I Ching said, oh sorry, he quoted Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu. He said Lao Tzu said, he said if you want to learn something, if it's skill based and knowledge based, then you have to accumulate the knowledge. That one you accumulate more and more, more and more, more and more. But if you seek truth, you should do the opposite. You don't accumulate. You should relinquish, straighten your view, so that you finally does not hold anything. So that you come to that awakening, that realization. That one, when you seek truth, you must silence your mind. You must not use your thought process to acquire knowledge. He said you must seek the truth through the silent mind, through the awareness, through the true nature, 自性. Yeah. And that one cannot accumulate. That one doesn't accumulate. That one just silent and awaken. When you awaken, you understand. No need to remember anything. That's why you don't hold on to anything. You don't accumulate anything. That's why I used to share with you, whatever that comes straight from the heart, I cannot prepare. That's why you don't ask me to write book. I cannot. But you ask me to speak, then you do transcript, then I edit for you, can. And then it becomes beautiful book. Because I cannot prepare. That is not Dhamma. That is knowledge. I have to speak. That's it. And when I speak, the nature speaks. Because the nature already have that understanding. And it doesn't need to prepare anything. The moment it is, just like what the 5th Patriarch said, the moment he's spoken to, he can answer you straight away. And he cannot forget one. He don't have to remember anything. That's why it's nothing to do with knowledge and memory. It's an understanding. That's why understanding, the Buddha cannot teach you. I also cannot teach you. I can share with you the understanding, but you have to realize it yourself. You have to awaken yourself. That's why the Buddha say he can only show you the way. There is a famous Buddhist hymn. No one save you but yourself. No one can and no one may. You must walk the path yourself. Buddha merely show the way. That hymn is very beautiful. Right? So Buddha can only show you the way because enlightenment has to be the individual awakening to it. He cannot make you enlightened. If he can make you enlightened, do you think he is not compassionate? He is the wisest and the most compassionate. He could have made everybody enlightened if it's within his means. But he can't. Because this one is a realization and awakening that the individual must go through. It's not knowledge where I can give you all. You read, then after that, with that knowledge, you become very wise. No, you become knowledgeable. You become intelligent, but you are not wise. Wisdom is not something that is knowledge based, not something that is rigid. Wisdom is non rigid. Wisdom is an understanding. And understanding needs very high wisdom, complete wisdom. You must see the totality, the whole. You must understand almost everything. Then whatever condition behind is arising, you can understand. Without that, you can't. Well, everyone is different. Every civilization is different. Every period of time is different. So you look at the variation. Everyone is different already, big enough variation. Then every civilization, every occurrences, the amount of permutation and condition behind can vary so wide. That's why without that complete understanding and wisdom of the 5 Panchaniyama nature's law, you cannot cope with life. You cannot understand many things beyond you. So wisdom is to be awakened to. Huh? Always remember. Okay, then I come to the last part. Answering question like, why must we avoid all evil, do good, and purify the mind? Why are we born, and where will we go when we die? What we must do while we are here? How we can stop our suffering and find true happiness and peace for ourselves and others? What is there? What dies and who dies? Who are you? What are you? What is life? How to understand its meaning and purpose. So these are all very beautiful sharing. Yeah? So if you can understand all this, then it will be very beautiful. Yeah? And I will go to 1.2. Huh? Just now, the question now for you to inquire. 1.2. The question is, why must we also study the 6th Patriarch Platform Sutra? You see, you got student who ask you this type of question. You teach Heart Sutta, he asks you why introduce Shenhua. Then why go to 6th Patriarch Platform Sutta? But she wants to go direct into the Heart Sutta. Then I explain. As the Heart Sutta teaching is so profound because it is beyond thought, beyond mind, and beyond the conditioned world. Hence, we need to understand the 6th Patriarch Platform Sutta, especially so the 2 famous poems as written by Sun Xiu and Fei Ning. Only then can we develop the understanding to go beyond mind, to understand the Heart Sutta, which is so abstract, with saying like form is emptiness, and emptiness is form, and therefore in true emptiness there is no form, feeling, etc. No eye, no ear, no sight, no sound, no feel of eye. up to and including no field of mind consciousness, no ignorance or ending of ignorance, up to and including no old age, sickness and death, or ending of old age, sickness and death, and no Four Noble Truth, and no understanding and no attaining, etc. So that is the reason why. Then the 6th Patriarch Platform Sutra, based on his poem, then Sun Xiu has yet to realize the true mind. Hence, his inability to comprehend the higher Dhamma is realized by Huining. The reason being he is using the mundane mind to cultivate, hence the delusion. In my second and third Heart Sutta classes recap, I delved in more detail into Huining's Platform Sutta, and I also taught you how to see form, the unreality of form, its condition arising in impermanent nature, and its non-self and empty nature, so as to enable you to develop the wisdom to finally see beyond form. This is then followed by the same understanding that all the other four aggregates of mind, which is Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, and Vijnana, are also impermanent, cause suffering, and are empty. Only then can you start to develop the understanding of why form is emptiness and emptiness is form. So all these are the explanation. Then mundane life with and without spiritual understanding. This part is very important. We can be very successful in life, both financially and career-wise. Both are mundane aspects of life. But without the spiritual understanding, we are still vulnerable, and many things can still afflict us, especially so the First Noble Truth, eight reality or eight condition, which are also the realities of life and existence. This is the reason why the Buddha renounced the world once he saw the four signs. The first one is an old person, an old man, a very sick man, followed by a dead man, and finally a samana or a renounced holy man in robe. But then Buddha to be realized that he had a problem with regards to old age, sickness, and death, and he sought the spiritual understanding to gain the wisdom to free himself from this problem of old age, sickness, and death. He then developed the spiritual understanding and became a Samasa Buddha underneath the Bodhi tree. Without the true spiritual understanding or wisdom, one cannot free from all suffering, because one can still have fear, worry, and anxiety, etc., via one's own self-delusion, which will condition one to cling onto and grasp onto the five aggregates of form and mind. Hence, one should realize the importance of cultivating the spiritual understanding via meditation, as taught by the Buddha, to enable one to live the noble life of love, peace, joy, and harmony. Only then can there be no more fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow and lamentation, unhappiness and suffering, etc. The spiritual understanding will lead to non-delusion and wisdom, enabling one to clearly understand who are you, what are you, and how human beings function, and eventually leading to enlightenment in the here and the now. So these are very important understanding. Like the Buddha, when he saw the four signs, he straight away want to renounce and seek the answer. Because to him, he realized what the Father has given him, the four seasons, the four palaces, with all the beautiful things that he experienced. Ultimately, when he realized everybody must grow old, get sick, and finally die, he realized he has a problem. Means all these things are not real, not lasting. But eventually, he will grow old, get sick, and die. That is his problem. That's why in order to seek an answer to this, he go for, and for 6 years he was in search, cultivating to realize the wisdom. Then finally on his own underneath the Bodhi tree, at that Vesak day, he awakened. And the moment he awakened, he realized the problem was never there, because he realized non-self, anatta nature. He realized the form and mind is not him. It's karmically conditioned for him to come. Then all age, sickness, and death pertain to the form and mind. That's why he is free. He got no more problem. And because he does not cling anymore. He know this one go the way of nature. That's why the 5 daily contemplation come from there. The first 3. This body of mine is all the nature to grow old, get sick and die. For he has not gone beyond old age, sickness and death. Then he add in number 4, separation from the things you own, you hold on to. Separation from your loved ones, prized possession. Then the last one is law of karma. We are all born our karma, heir to our karma. Condition is supported by our karma. And we are what we are because of our karma. So these are all very beautiful 5 daily contemplation. That's how his teaching come about. So you have witnessed this 4 signs also. But how come it take you so long to move this way? The Buddha, the moment he saw, he is willing to give up the throne. He's willing to immediately renounce. So now that you have the condition to have such understanding and such beautiful civilization, so don't waste this window. Move on, strive on with mindfulness. Apamadena sampadeta. You should do it. Okay, 1.5. Essential understanding. In the recap, relative emphasize on the following. So this I'll go through quickly. The importance of understanding Dhammapada verse 1, 2, 183, 21, 22, 23, and the final advice of the Buddha before his parinibbana. I came to realize when I wanted to share and teach that these are the important Dhammapada verses, the key one, the most important one that you must understand. That's why I keep on repeating this. Once one comprehends these verses, one will understand the importance of training the mind to be heedful and ever mindful. One will wake up from their deluded dream state. We are seeing the danger of heedlessness, and one will then be very serious about life to develop the cultivation. Do you know why heedfulness is important? Heedfulness is to be ever mindful. So you can have that mind state just like the Zen teaching, the 6th Patriarch. Whatever you do, whether you are sitting in meditation, chanting, or doing your daily chores, you have to maintain that ever mindful heedfulness state. Means be very, very focused. Means aware, not distracted, not heedless. Then your mind will settle down because of the mindfulness. Because there is mindfulness, there is no heedless thinking, no restlessness, and all those things. That's why it's just aware, silent, peaceful, clarity. Then you can see things as they are. You can awaken. That's why heedfulness is very important. Then with the heedfulness, ever mindful, constantly meditative, you will definitely enlighten, awaken. Then number 2, the danger of letting these 3 evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, which are the evil roots of all evil, from manifesting in your heart. Because when they manifest, it will make you evil. Always remember that. And train your mind to be ever mindful. When you see the evil root, use the 5 ways to abandon them or prevent them from arising or develop the wisdom to root them out. The importance of arising the 4 right effort to root out the 3 evil roots and the 5 mental hindrances. So this is very important. Then the importance of cultivating the 5 spiritual faculty to overcome the 5 mental hindrances. These are very beautiful. Then under the notes, under Kaya Nupassana, there is a category of cultivation called Sati Sampajana, mindfulness, and the 4 type of clear comprehension of every action and every movement in the present moment. This is the most important cultivation. It can help stabilize one's mindfulness or sati via the daily mindfulness cultivation. Hence, this is the reason why Bratya always say life itself is the real meditation and life is our greatest teacher. And if you can recall, this is step 4 of Avijja Sutta, Sati Sampajana. The 4 types of clear comprehension are clear comprehension of sincerity of purpose, clear comprehension of domain of meditation, clear comprehension of suitability, and clear comprehension of non-delusion. The domain of meditation means one can meditate in any posture, anywhere, any place, at any time, under any circumstances. That's why life itself is the meditation. Anything external form that is created by mind via perception is only a mental image. It comes and it goes, hence is impermanent, not so real and empty. To cling onto it is obviously a delusion. Form is never a problem if we know how to develop the mind to understand it, so that we are not deluded and deceived by it. So that is the deep penetrative understanding. Then the last one is cultivating the three turnings of the Four Noble Truths as taught by the Buddha, leading to the three types of corresponding wisdom called Suttamaya Panya, Chintamaya Panya, and Bhavana Panya. Bhavana Panya is very important. For detail, please refer to Brother Theo's Dhamma Notes on Understanding the Meditation as taught by the Buddha. It's in the website, our publication there. Okay, with this we end. Oh, 10, 12. Just nice. Sadhu. So now you open up for Q&A or whatever sharing you want to have. Okay, I will ask Sui to open up. Then you all, whoever want to say something, maybe you on your speaker easier. No need to open up. Or you wave your hand. On your speaker or wave your hand. I have a drink. Thanks. Anybody? Actually, in this way also, Zoom conference is not bad. Last time you had to drive all the way to my house, look for parking. Then after the class, of course, we get something to share and eat. That one is close, more close, Kanemitaship fellowship. Then we see each other in person. Then we can update each other. Yeah, Jiwei, yes. Yeah, Jiwei, yes. Yeah, we will unmute and let you. Come in, yes. Yeah, Jiwei, Sadhu. Yeah. Yes, yeah, you can speak now. You can speak now. How come no sound? Unmuted already. You can speak, Jiwei, we can hear you. Yeah. Oh, you muted, wait, we on again. You muted, we on back for you. Hello? Can do it or not? You unmute yourself, Jiwei, you have to unmute. You just now press, you mute. You haven't unmute, you have to press on. Unmute your speaker. So you can do it from your side. No, never mind. You press. You press. Huh? No, didn't. Still muted. From there. Last time you do it up there. Jiwei now can already. We can hear you already. Yes. Jiwei, yes.
Brother Teo?
Yeah, Sadhu. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you can speak. We can hear you loud and clear. No need to do anything. Just speak. Speak. He can't hear me or what? Can you hear me? Jiwei? You can hear me? Oh, yeah. Mute again. Okay. Okay. Unmute already. You speak. Yeah, you can speak now. Yes. Maybe he can't hear me. Is mine muted or what? No. Jiwei. Jiwei, you can speak. Jiwei, you can speak. Okay, you have to use that. Now you can speak. Good. You can hear?
Yes.
Good. Now you can speak. Yes. You got any question? Yeah, Sadhu. Clear? Can you hear?
Yes, I can hear you, Brother Teo.
Just now you raise your hand. Do you have any question?
I would just like to thank you so much, Brother Teo.
Yeah.
On behalf of all our Dharma friends, for your great compassion in sharing the Dharma with us. And it's very clear and very profound.
Sadhu.
And I'm sure we all appreciate it so much because we are learning so much from you.
Yes, my nature to rejoice.
And sadhu so much. Sadhu.
Thank you. So these are the feedback we need. Sadhu. Very good. Thank you, Chiwe.
Thank you.
Okay. Who is next? Anybody else? Alicia?
Brother Teo, singing here.
Singing, yes. Singing,
Then also to follow from Brother Chiwe is to say also thank you to your family for being so supportive. Your daughter is helping you with all these things and your wife
my
also.
wife also. Sadhu. Thank you. So they also rejoice. And my nature also rejoices all the Kalyanamittas' good condition. Because by now, I believe the sharing has become very different because you all can understand. Like Chiwe say, it's so clear, so profound, and so beautiful. Not only him, many Kalyanamittas by now is so different. Even those who attended my retreat earlier on, this round you listen again, so different. Actually, what I share is still the same. I never add anything and omit anything. People who attended my sharing before, they will know it's the same teaching. But because of your consciousness, of your training, your understanding over the years, it has enabled you to comprehend. Now you can attentively listen with joy, with understanding, and everything is so clear. Your faith becomes very different. So that faith would drive you. Then if you really persevere, then walk the path sincerely, make your vow. Then diligently cultivate. Don't try to know. Silence your mind. Go in, realize that true nature, that true mind, 本性, 自性, stabilize it until it becomes very, very clear, very stable. Then wisdom will keep on unfolding. You will keep on developing the understanding. You can insight into phenomena. You can awaken through hearing, through reading, through chanting or whatever. Because when you have the faith, when you are very sincere, the saddha will drive you and prepare you with the virya. Then with your daily mindfulness stabilize any of the three turning, they can awaken your nature. Then sometimes by contemplating, or you hear something, you see something, you awaken. Just like during the Buddha's time, there were a lot of this story about the Tera and the Teri. They just pour water on their leg. Before the water reached the end, she just awakened and become an arahant. Then there was one monk. I think he can't even remember a few stanzas. Every time they teach him, he listen or he try to memorize, but very fast he forget one. Then Sariputta tried to teach him by asking him to contemplate on the dead, means Marana Nupasana. Then the Buddha realized this guy cannot because of karmic obstruction and past life condition. So the Buddha knew his condition, gave him a different object of meditation, the golden Buddha image. Where he has been a goldsmith's son and he loved gold for the past 500 over life. But because he did certain thing, insulted certain people, that's why he has this karmic thing. He cannot remember the stanza or whatever. So the Buddha told him to meditate. Meditate. Then he was full of joy and faith when he saw the golden Buddha, where there is his object of meditation. Then as he was absorbed in that faith, that mindfulness, the clarity of mind, all of a sudden the Buddha used his psychic to actually cause the golden Buddha to melt, to wither. At that instant, the moment of that direct seeing, sustenance, and the fading away of the image, he became an arahant straight away. See, when you are ready, anything can awaken you. Then there was another monk, I remember. he got problem with learning. So the Buddha one day gave him a white cloth. He said, you use this cloth to clean. Then he realized the more he cleaned, the more dirty that cloth become. Then all of a sudden, he connect through the contemplation and he became an arahant. He awakened. But he realized his mind was originally like that white cloth, pure. You remember I told you, relax, aware, let the mind return to its original state. That is your original state of mind before the stirring. It's like that white cloth, without dirt, without any contamination. But when you go and use it to clean and do things, it becomes dirty, contaminated. That's why when you use that to create the heedless thinking, then you defile that cloth, that mind. Then he realized that understanding and straight away he awakened. But not because that life he just lucky to meet the Buddha. It's because in the past he has cultivated before. That's why he need the condition to trigger off. That's why it can happen. So all these are very beautiful. Sadhu. Anybody else? Alicia, 你要讲什么？unmute Alicia
Radio，
Yeah, Sadhu.
就借着这个机会，我想感恩 Radio， 还有原来我今天才知道他 Sutra 里面这么多 gems。
So a lot of gems. But 现在你很容易了解，有这样的，
以前我都不明白，perception of form 是 consciousness， non-perception 是 wisdom， 还有刚才又读的 true emptiness is wonderful existence。
是，
还有就是这个 Sutra 里面背后面的那个 index 啊 ，is so wonderful。
Yeah.
I suddenly realized， 哦，反正我们什么要找的就在那边。
在里面，就好像Brother Song told you all.
对
Everything is inside there. But I told them earlier on, you no need to search for Dhamma already. Everything is. Then Brother Song also came to know. Anything you don't know, you go to the Heart Sutta. Then he can even tell you the page. The page. He has read through like an encyclopedia. He understands and he is very clear about. That's why he appreciated it so much for the last so many years. And the Heart Sutta is really a priceless gem, so beautiful, meant to be. That's why the book has to come out. The condition is such. Then we form the website committee. So the website is only 2+ years, I think. Coming to 2 over years, I think. And so much thing has happened.
Yeah.
So it's indeed the parami of the Kayamita. The Kayamita consciousness has moved. That's why earlier on I told you all 2 years ago. This movement of the Kayamita force is going to become more and more different, more and more intense, faster and faster and faster. Last time is moving by the year slowly. then later by the month, then later I predict to you, not only month, by the week, then by the day, keep on evolving. And so much beautiful transformation has happened. A lot of Kayamita has actually progressed very, very far. So by nature really rejoice and also thank your good nature for having such good condition. To be born a human being is already very rare during the Buddha Sasana. Then to encounter the true Dhamma is even more rare. And now that you have the condition to learn all this and study the teaching and even have the opportunity to learn the Bodhisattva way. And the Bodhisattva way also came out so beautifully. The book, the card, everything. Sadhu. Sadhu. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else? You either wave hand or you just come in. Who else we haven't talked to? Anybody? You don't have then I think we can end. Almost 10:30 already. Okay, let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Then let us share merit and transform merit. Akasata Chirabhumata Deva Naga Mahindika Punyang Tang Anumoditwa Chirang Rakantu Lokasasana Ittawata Chamehi Sampadan Punya Sampadan Sabbe Deva Anumodantu Sabba Sampati Siddhya Idang Menya Tinang Hotu Sukita Hontu Nyatayo Idang menya tinang hotu sukita hontunya teyo. Idang menya tinang hotu sukita hontunya teyo. Dewo satukalena sasa sampati heto cha pito bhavatu loko cha raja bhavatu dhammiko. Imina punyang kamena mame bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yawa nivana patiya sadhu sadhu sadhu. Okay, you all can pay respect mindfully to all the worthy ones. Then we will end the recording. Yeah.